Okay, so today's experiment, we are going to tune a PID controller using closed loop tuning method. Okay, so this tuning method is also known as Ziegler-Nichols method or ultimate cycle method or continuous cycling method. So different names are there. Okay, so here the procedure is first start the pressure process station or pressure process control or corresponding settings. So that one is a first step. Start pressure process. Start pressure process. Pressure process. Okay, in real life, the process that you are going to control, start it. Okay, then you have to select the required control mode. If you want to tune the PID control, okay, basically select PID control mode. Maybe if you you are planning to use a proportional controller or PI controller or PID controller, whatever it is. For tuning purpose, select PID controller. Select PID controller. Okay. Select PID controller. Okay. If you are using a if you are using a computer, you can use proportional control mode because all control modes are available. Then you can use proportional controller. If you are using an analog controller, normally that kit will be a PID control kit. Okay, so at that point you are selecting that PID controller kit. You are doing necessary connections. If you are using a computer, then there is no need to select a PID control kit. You can select proportional control mode. That is, you can select P controller mode. Okay, if you are using a computer or if you are using a computing software, you can select P control mode. If it is available, you can select that. Okay. Now the next step is, if you are using P control mode, then skip step 3. Okay. If you are using an analog controller with the PID setup or etc. Okay. At that point, first you have to reduce the value of Ki and Kd to its minimum value. K and Kd must be reduced to minimum value. Okay, so reduce these two to minimum value, the minimum value possible. Why I am saying that? If you have a analog controller, then the proportional controller, the Kp, Ka and Kd are maybe a rotary, maybe slides. So you have to rotate that. So in some situation that one may be 0, K and Kd may have 0 value. In some situation that one may be a some smallest value. If you don't have 0, if you have a very small value, you have to select that value. Okay, means you have to select a minimum value for Ki and Kd if you have a kit. Okay, so please note, if you have the P control mode, means if you are using a computer, definitely P control mode is there. At that point, you can select P mode. So there is no need to go through third step. Okay, or even if you are using PID controller, then at there you can select the Ki equal to 0, Kd equal to 0. If you are selecting PID control mode in computer or computing software, there the minimum value of Ki is 0. Okay, if it is not 0, you have to go through the third step. You have to select the minimum value. Now fourth step, so that is common for all. The fourth step, select a small value. Select a small value. Select a small Kp value. So in first experiment you selected Kp equal to 2, right? So here also you can select Kp equal to 2. Okay. So you got the response like, so this is time, this is controlled variable Cp. So what you got after giving this step input, you have this type of response. Am I correct? So by selecting a small value, say Kp equal to 2, you have this one. So now what you have to do? Slowly you are increasing Kp value. So increase the value of Kp. Okay. So better thing. So you are already experienced with that first experiment. So the you picked Kp equal to 5. Right. So with the Kp equal to 5, the speed of rise is increased. Right. So we can select another color. We selected so with respect to Kp equal to 5, we have speed of rise is increased. If you are increasing Kp value, then you selected Kp equal to 20. So Kp equal to 20 means what happened? You observe a sustained oscillation, right? You observe a sustained oscillation. So what is happening actually? Corresponding to Kp equal to 20, you have sustained oscillation mean. From Kp equal to 5 to Kp equal to 20, if you are slowly increasing Kp value, if you are slowly increasing Kp value from 5 to 20, at here you corresponding to Kp equal to 5, there is no oscillation. Then at a particular point, for explaining purpose, say Kp equal to 10, a small oscillation will start. This is for explaining purpose. Actually, that one is not observed. You have to do that. Okay. So corresponding to Kp equal to 10, maybe a small oscillation is started. Definitely that one is damped, but oscillation is started. Okay. Again we are increasing Kp. So at a particular point you can see that the sustained oscillation is okay. Maybe that is Kp equal to 15, maybe that is Kp equal to 16, maybe Kp equal to 20 is the first point where the oscillation is started. Anyway, we don't know that at what point the oscillation is started. Corresponding to what Kp the oscillation is started, if you are increasing Kp from 5 to 20. So definitely at a Kp equal to 5 there is no sustained oscillation. At a Kp equal to 20 there is a sustained oscillation. So if you are increasing Kp value from 5 to 20, definitely at a particular Kp value the oscillation will sustained oscillation will occur for the first time. If you are increasing Kp from 5 to 20, at a particular point a sustained oscillation will occur for the first time. So we have to select that Kp value as the critical Kp, that is Kc. We have to select the Kp value where the sustained oscillation is first occurred. If you are increasing the Kp, please note, if you are increasing the Kp value, the value of Kp at which the sustained oscillation is first occurred, we can call it as the critical gain. Okay. So for that purpose, what we have to do? We have extreme values, 520. Can we increase Kp slowly, like 5.1, 5.2, like that way? Or can we take 6, 7 like that way? So my suggestion is, already 5 and 22 extreme points are there. Okay, take its middle point. So middle point is take 12. Check whether sustained oscillation is occurred or not. Okay, so this is something similar to the bisection method that we are doing. So select Kp equal to 12. Now my question is, if Kp equal to 12 is not giving sustained oscillation, I am not saying about oscillation, I am saying about sustained oscillation. What is sustained oscillation? It has constant frequency, constant magnitude. It is known as sustained oscillation. So if we corresponding to Kp equal to 12, if there is no sustained oscillation, then if you are slowly increasing the Kp value, the point, the value of Kp at which the sustained oscillation is first occurred will definitely be between 12 and 20, right? In between 12 and 20, that first point we have. Corresponding to 12, if there is no sustained oscillation, definitely the first sustained oscillation is occurring between Kp equal to 12 and 20. Means then you can select the middle point of 12 and 20, that is something around 60. Is it okay? Now, so this is for explaining purpose. Now, takes middle point 16. Now, with respect to Kp equal to 16, now say for explaining purpose, in a sustained oscillation is occurred. Corresponding to Kp equal to 16, a sustained oscillation is occurred. So, definitely the value of Kp where the sustained oscillation is first occurred is definitely in between 12 and 16, because corresponding to 12 there is no sustained oscillation, corresponding to 16 there is a sustained oscillation. So maybe in between 12 and 16 corresponding to some Kp value sustained oscillation is. So we have to identify that point. Why? Critical gain is the Kp value where the sustained oscillation is first occurred if we are increasing Kp. So we can't stop here, we have to check the middle point. So select 40. So again run the process. So corresponding to Kp equal to 14, if there is sustained oscillation, say we have sustained oscillation, then if you have sustained oscillation, then what is the thing? Corresponding to 12 there is no sustained oscillation, corresponding to 14 we have sustained oscillation. So we have to take this 12 and 14. Now what is the middle point? 30. Now run the process with the Kp equal to 30. Okay. Now corresponding to 13, if there is no sustained oscillation, then what is the thing? Corresponding to 13 there is no sustained oscillation, corresponding to 14 we have sustained oscillation. So we have to take these 2 points. Now what is the middle point? 13 and 14, that is 13.5 is the middle point. Now by using 13.5 we have to select the, we have to run the process. Now corresponding to 13.5, if there is a sustained oscillation, then we can remove 14, then 13 and 13.5. Why? Corresponding to 13 there is no sustained oscillation, corresponding to 13.5 we have sustained oscillation, then we have to select these 2 points. So take the middle point 13.25. So like that way we have to go. Is it okay? So at what point we have to stop? I think if you have one significant digits we can stop here. Lab point of view, we don't have that much time, we have only 2 hours. So corresponding to one significant, if you have one significant digit you can stop. Okay, so 13.5, 13. Okay, here 0.5 difference is, so you can stop here. So at what points we have to stop means, if the difference between the previous thing here 13.5 corresponding to 13.5 we have sustained oscillation. Now if the difference between these 2 extremes, if it is less than 0.25 you can stop. Means say after dividing the interval, if the 2 points, 2 point means corresponding to 1 point there is no sustained oscillation, corresponding to another point we have sustained oscillation. If the difference between these 2 points are less than 0.25 you can stop. Okay, then what Kp value you can take? The Kp value which is giving that sustained oscillation, that you can select as the critical gain. Is it okay? That you can do. So what is the 5th step? Identifying the critical gain. So that one is the 5th step. So 5th step is note down the value of Kp where the sustained oscillation is first observed. Okay. So now observe the sustained oscillation. Observe the sustained oscillation. Okay. Now what is the 6th step? From this graph, so here this one is a sustained oscillation, say corresponding to some Kc value, this one is a sustained oscillation. not corresponding to Kp equal to 20, corresponding to that Kc that we discussed. Now, this one have a particular period and particular amplitude. So note down this period. We can label it as the period of ultimate oscillation. This one is ultimate oscillation method. So we can note it as TU, the period of ultimate oscillation, TU. Okay. So please note TU, the period of oscillation, ultimate oscillation. So note TU. So by using this Kc, so we have Kc. So here one more step is the note Kc, okay, that is the critical gain. So now note Tu, the period of ultimate oscillation. Now we can tune the control mode. If you are tuning PID controller, then what are the equation that we have to use? If you are tuning PID controller, okay, so we are tuning PID controller, then Kp value is equal to, so now this Kp is not important, so that one is labeled as Kc. So the Kp value that we have to select for the further operation is Kp equal to 0.6 Kc. This is Kp value, Kp equal to 0.6 Kc. Ti, that is integral time, Ti is equal to Tu by 2. So this is Ti. Similarly, Td is equal to Tu by 8. Okay, so Kp equal to 0.6 Kc, Ti is equal to Tu by 2, Td is equal to Tu by 8. Okay, so this one is the ultimate curve tuning method. Okay, so do this experiment on pressure process or corresponding settings, then send the value of Kp, Ti and Td, submit the value of Kp, Ti and Td. Okay, I will share the Google form, so you have to submit the figure where the critical gain is okay. Then you have to submit all these values like Kc, Tu, Kp, Ti, Td, that you have to submit. Okay.